It's our call of the day. We referenced it in our tease. It's Mike Mayo today saying JPMorgan could become the first trillion-dollar market cap bank if it continues with its leading returns, efficiency, and market share gains over the next 3 years. Joe, you got that one?
Over the next 3 years, I could see that possibly happening. You're talking about a company above $700 billion in market cap, and they've just taken advantage of scale. I often cite what they did in March of 2023, and that was the moment that I personally took a position in JPMorgan. The ETF owns it now currently. But it was because of their flexibility, their ability to use their balance sheet and do what? Go out and acquire the assets related to First Republic. And we knew at the time that that ultimately was going to be beneficial to JPMorgan. So they've managed the scale opportunity better than anyone. They are clearly the leader when you think about money center banking. That does not mean that there are not others out there that you can invest in. You can.
You're only saying that because Stephanie Link is buying more Wells Fargo. You're trying to be nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice a little bit.
No, this guy rolls, right?
No, but there are others that I think you can own.
You're telling me that there are other banks besides JPMorgan that you can invest in. You felt like you needed to qualify that statement.
Yes, and I think Bank of America is one of those names, and one of the reasons why I believe that is because if you look at the ability for Morgan Stanley to realize the value in their franchise, I think Bank of America at some point will understand they have a jewel there, and the jewel is Merrill Lynch, and they will be able to realize the value of Merrill Lynch, and I think that'll take Bank of America higher.
Okay. Thank you, Steph.
Okay.
I knew exactly what was going on.
I mean, JPMorgan is a great company. It just trades very richly, in my opinion, over 2 times book. It should, because they deliver. However, Wells Fargo at 1.4 times book, they have a catalyst. The asset cap is going to get lifted. That will be accretive to earnings and lending. And I also think the new $40 billion buyback speaks to a lot of confidence that the company has in terms of, A, the asset cap getting lifted shortly, but also the internal changes that they're doing, the productivity enhancements, the focus on credit cards, the focus on wealth management, market share, and all that. So I like that story. It has a little bit more shorter term, I think, catalysts than JPMorgan does.
Speaking of getting lifted, do we get the cloud lifted, the clouds, plural, lifted over private equity? Start thinking about realizations, maybe the market moving in a way where it was paralyzed. Jim, you have Blackstone, but we do have ownership of Apollo, KKR. Those stocks are all up nicely today. You take a look there.
I think it may take a little more time, but it should happen. I mean, one of the things that I'd like to see is the Fed start to lower interest rates. That will help quite a bit. We're now talking about maybe that September that they start, but that's not far away. And yes, to the extent that the trade uncertainty goes down and companies are willing to get back on the balls of their feet, there's no question that companies have been pausing in everything, whether it's CapEx, whether it's strategic acquisition, whether it's new finances, new business lines to go in. So as this trade policy uncertainty comes down, companies should rotate back to the balls of their feet, and that should include private equity acquisitions as well.